Why everyone must fear Virgil van Dijk. They said he was finished, that the aura was gone.
Virgil van Dijk, ooh, no.
That the age had caught up, and the knees had given in. For a while, even Liverpool fans started to wonder if the giant at the back had finally crumbled. But then came the 2024-25 season, and Virgil van Dijk didn't just prove them wrong, he silenced everyone. No injuries, no excuses, no mercy. This is why everyone must fear Virgil van Dijk.
You know how tall he is, how strong he is, and how fast he is, and also the timing is crazy. I don't think I won one duel against him because he's really a physical monster.
I think Virg is one of the best, well, if not the best defender in the world, I think.
And now Haaland, one-on-one with Van Dijk. Erling Haaland tries to twist and turn.
He just makes the game look easy. And on top of that as well, you know, he's a great lad, he's a great captain as well, you know, he helps.
Under new manager Arne Slot in the first season without Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool didn't just survive, they conquered. Premier League champions once again. And at the heart of it all, the same calm, towering figure who once changed how we view defenders. This wasn't a redemption arc, it was a reminder, a message to the football world that Virgil van Dijk is still the standard. If you thought his time was up, you weren't paying attention. Because the king never left, he just waited for the perfect moment to dominate again.
I think Virgil van Dijk is clearly an outstanding player, one of the outstanding defenders in world football.
The full narrative that aged poorly. But before we celebrate the comeback, let's not forget about what came before it. The noise, the doubt, the headlines that wrote his football obituary a little too early. Post-2022, the narrative turned sour. He lost a step, too slow, past his prime. These weren't whispers, they were shouted from every corner of football media. Pundits began dissecting his every move with surgical precision, questioning whether Van Dijk was still a leader or just a fading name riding off past glory. Even Liverpool fans who once sang his name like scripture started to hesitate.
Van Dijk, Rudiger, Bastoni.
Van Dijk's past his prime. Saliba's here.
Social media didn't help. Meme after meme painted him as a shadow of his former self. Clips of mistimed tackles, late reactions, and misplaced headers were posted without context, fueling the idea that Van Dijk had peaked and crashed. The age debates flared up too. 32 in football years, they scoffed. Finished. But as the football world obsessed over his decline, Van Dijk stayed silent. No dramatic interviews, no social media rebuttals. Just a man preparing to do what he's always done best, defend with dominance. Because while everyone else was fixated on the past, Van Dijk was quietly preparing to own the future. A new era at Anfield, Arne Slot's tactical shift. The doubts were loud, the criticism relentless, but then came a new dawn at Anfield, and with it, a stunning transformation under Arne Slot. Arne Slot's arrival marked a clear break from the Klopp era, not a departure from intensity, but a sophisticated evolution. Slot introduced a system built on high possession, proactive passing, and fluid build-up. It was a setup tailored for masterful organisers like Van Dijk. No longer just expected to mop up danger, he became the heartbeat of defence and attack, directing play from the back with unwavering authority. Slot shifted Liverpool into a dynamic, confident unit. They held deeper lines when needed, absorbed pressure strategically, and controlled tempo by recycling possession through Van Dijk's composure. As captain, Virgil marshalled the back line, gliding between sweeping up loose balls and launching precise long passes to energise transitions. Slot entrusted him with real tactical freedom, not merely a defender, but a cerebral organiser anchoring everything. And when the dust settled, the stats spoke volumes. The numbers don't lie. Van Dijk's defensive masterclass. In pure data terms, Van Dijk delivered one of the most dominating defending seasons ever. He ranked at or near the top in nearly every key defensive metric. Aerial superiority, averaged 2.9 aerial duels won per game, a remarkable 98th percentile achievement. Dribbles passed, conceded just 0.25 dribbled byes per match, among the fewest in the league. Clearances and blocks, roughly 4.9 clearances and 0.44 blocks per 90 minutes. interceptions and tackles, averaged 1.31 interceptions and nearly 1 tackle per game, a reflection of his relentless reading of play. Clean sheet stats also highlight his impact. Liverpool kept 14 shutouts in 37 matches with him on the pitch, only conceding every 98 minutes when he played. His passing audacity challenged the stereotype of a defender. 2,743 passes attempted, the most in the Premier League for the season, and 975 forward passes with 80% accuracy. He delivered 294 successful passes into the final third, 35 more than any other player. Compared with his peers, Saliba, Diaz and Militao, Van Dijk wasn't just matching the best, he was setting the bar. Facing Europe's most feared strikers, he neutralised them with calm dominance. Haaland found crosses blocked.
One-on-one with Van Dijk. Erling Haaland tries to twist and turn, he's done.
Kane ran into an immovable force, and Osimhen turned away empty-handed.
Here's Kane, and he is onside. Van Dijk came to me.
The numbers don't lie, not about his aerial command, his anticipation or his precision ball play, because this season Virgil van Dijk didn't just defend, he dictated. A season of moments, Virgil's greatest hits. There were games when Van Dijk didn't just defend, he decided the outcome. Man City at Anfield. In a pivotal clash, he won 4 duels, logged 7 clearances and made 2 crucial blocks, effectively nullifying Haaland's threat. His calm under pressure mirrored an immovable fortress. He almost registered a goal, but for the goalpost.
Soboslai again. Van Dijk is there!
Chelsea away, a display of aerial dominance saw him command every set piece and cross. Every Chelsea corner became a non-event. His physique and timing too much for any attacker. He capped off his performance with a beautiful assist from Mo Salah.
Remember, he didn't play in the Chelsea game 5 years ago. He was serving a suspension for a sending off against Manchester City. Salah! Oh, wow!
Arsenal title decider. The match everyone called a potential turning point. Van Dijk shut down Bukayo Saka, managing minimal space and routing every central threat before it could even start. His 89.8% pass accuracy showcased not just defence, but calm build-up play. Trophy lifter's captain. With the Premier League trophy in hand, Van Dijk stood at centre stage, an image that echoed his sheer importance to Liverpool's identity and season-long dominance. Fan chant revival. "He's our number 4" roared back through Anfield, proof that loyalty and admiration returned louder than the early season doubts. These aren't isolated flashes, they define a season. They explain why stats met narrative and why Liverpool's backline felt bulletproof. Leadership in the post-Klopp era. That surge in moments didn't happen in a vacuum. In the quiet aftermath of Klopp's departure, Van Dijk stepped up, not just as a defender, but as the emotional and tactical fulcrum of the squad. Slot may bring a more calculated, analytical approach to match preparation, but on the pitch, Van Dijk supplied the emotional glue. He became the voice that ensured, when the chance faded, confidence didn't. His calm leadership bridged generations, guiding veterans and instilling belief in rising talents like Jarell Quansah and Connor Bradley. He's been visibly organising from the back, constantly directing defensive shape, rallying the team when bits of chaos appeared. Doubt about leadership drifted away. In its place, his presence became a silent assurance that, however intense the game became, Liverpool could breathe, regroup and fight. His quiet instructions to Quansah before a set piece, the way he repositioned Bradley in a back 3, these small chess moves define the collective shift from individual weekend heroics to consistent title-winning football. One standout moment for Connor Bradley is this beautiful tackle on Mbappe. As Van Dijk's leadership solidified Liverpool's resurgence, his influence extended beyond the pitch, showcasing a commitment to physical excellence and mental fortitude. Beyond the pitch, mentality, maturity and legacy. In the 2024-25 season, Virgil van Dijk remained injury-free, a testament to his dedication to physical preparation and recovery routines. He emphasized the importance of post-match recovery, incorporating sauna sessions, ice baths, swimming and targeted exercises to ensure optimal performance. Van Dijk's focus on longevity is evident in his disciplined lifestyle choices. He maintains a balanced diet, prioritizing hydration and nutrient-rich foods to support his demanding schedule. This commitment to health reflects his desire to sustain peak performance levels as he advances his career. Beyond his physical regimen, Van Dijk's demeanour on the field is characterised by calm authority. He leads by example, rarely resorting to overt displays of emotion, instead opting for composed guidance and strategic positioning.
Trying to look at your eyes.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So let's say you said about sometimes they do footwork.
This understated leadership style fosters a sense of stability within the team, allowing younger players to thrive under his mentorship. His ability to remain unflappable under pressure and his consistent performance have solidified his legacy as one of the most reliable centre-backs in modern football. Van Dijk's influence extends beyond statistics, embodying the qualities of resilience, discipline, and quiet confidence that define true leadership. Why stats and highlights never tell the full story? While statistics capture Van Dijk's impressive defensive metrics, they fail to convey his profound impact on the game's dynamics. His presence alone alters opposing teams' strategies, often deterring attacks on his side of the field. This invisible influence, the ability to control space and anticipate threats, cannot be quantified. Van Dijk's exceptional positioning and decision-making force opponents to reconsider their approach, often redirecting play away from his zone. His calm demeanour and strategic foresight disrupt defensive momentum without the need for dramatic interventions. Moreover, his leadership instills confidence in teammates, contributing to a cohesive defensive unit. These subtle but critical aspects of his game underscore the limitations of relying solely on to assess a player's true value. Van Dijk's mastery lies in the nuances of his play, elements that are best approached through attentive observation rather than numerical analysis. Narrative control. Stop comparing him to the wrong players. Van Dijk's role as a central defender is distinct from goal-scoring counterparts like Sergio Ramos. While Ramos is known for his offensive contributions, Van Dijk excels in neutralising threats and organising the backline. His game is characterised by anticipation, positioning, and leadership rather than flashy statistics. Comparisons to aging defenders overlook Van Dijk's adaptability and evolution. He has maintained elite performance levels, adjusting his playstyle to meet the demands of modern football. This mirrors the distinction between midfielders like Jude Bellingham and Pedri, who despite playing similar positions offer different skill sets and roles within their teams. Evaluating Van Dijk's impact requires a nuanced understanding of his influence on the pitch. His presence alters opponents' strategies, instills confidence in teammates, and contributes to the team's overall stability. These tangible qualities are integral to his value and cannot be fully appreciated through traditional metrics alone. The legacy conversation, where Van Dijk ranks now. Virgil van Dijk has firmly established himself among the elite central defenders of his generation. His accolades, including Premier League and UEFA Champions League titles, as well as individual honours like the UEFA Men's Player of the Year, underscore his impact on the game. His leadership and defensive prowess have been pivotal in Liverpool's recent successes. When compared to contemporaries such as Giorgio Chiellini, Gerard Piqué and Thiago Silva, Van Dijk's blend of physical dominance, tactical intelligence and composure sets him apart. His ability to read the game and neutralise top-tier attackers consistently places him at the forefront of defensive excellence. Van Dijk's legacy is defined not by flashy plays, but by his consistent commanding presence on the field. His influence extends beyond statistics, reshaping perceptions of what it means to be an elite defender in modern football. As he continues to perform at the highest level, his place among the greats is well-deserved and enduring. And that wraps up today's deep dive into the titan that is Virgil van Dijk. If you found yourself nodding along, hit that like button. It really helps. And if you want more epic football stories, player breakdowns and legacy-defining moments, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay sharp, stay passionate, and I'll catch you in the next one.